Surrounded by. I am surrounded by.
I'm often surrounded by.
The entire system is surrounded by
Freaking idiots.
Surrounded by them.
idiots.
Welcome everybody. We are here today with an extremely talented creative. He has directed commercials for brands such as Lyft and T-Mobile, amassed over 3 million social media followers along the way. Recently, he directed Kevin Hart's Masterclass on masterclass.com. You can catch him now in the Plus One with Ashanti and Cedric the Entertainer. We're talking about Wesley WuzGood Armstrong, ladies and gentlemen. How you feeling, bruh?
Man, I'm feeling great. Thank you. What an intro.
Man,
you
gotta
did
do
you
it
did
right.
your research.
Hell yeah.
He did his man. Listen, thank you for having me. I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you, man.
And this is very impressive. If you don't know, like this guy Maestro is a one-stop shop, and I respect that because it is hard work, and I can't imagine how overwhelming it can be and must be to like do it all yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those things, like we said earlier, like, yo, does anybody see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
But I see you. I
Thank you.
see
Thank
exactly
you.
what you're doing, and
Thank
it is
you.
amazing, and it is dope, and I appreciate the work that goes into it because I know how hard it can be to like fucking take all this on, man, and then like, you know, you're clawing at something, and it's like, I got to get this shit out my system.
Exactly.
So I can't wait on anybody. I just got to do it myself.
You gotta do it. Even when I started in my living room, and I was like, okay, this is something I want to try. And you know, from being an actor, I've always had the luxury of, you know, you show up, you play the part, the rest is created for you. Even when we were shooting, like, I can only imagine what getting all those pieces together for me to show up and say some line, like, bruh, that's what I'm saying. So like, listen, I have nothing but respect for people who put the projects together. So the first time I ever got a glimpse of that was like music videos. So when I first did my own music videos, it was like, oh wow, like lighting, you know, camera. I've seen it on sets my entire life, but I never had to be the one producing it.
It's so much. There's so many layers just to like, you know, you're editing whatever project you're doing multiple times when you're thinking of it, when you're writing it down, when you're shooting it, and then when you're editing it. And then when you're editing it, it's changing from the first time you thought about this project. You know what I mean? So each layer is just a different part of your brain that has to be used to put this project together. Right. And I was just saying to my editor last night, Alan, I was like, bro, putting this project together, I feel like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel to get this thing done. I'm just scraping that last piece of crumb up, or, you know, just to like to put any project together, you know, it requires some sort of money, some sort of monetary value, some sort of favor, and it's like reaching in between the couch cushions for that last piece of change. Like, please, God, I just need one more day to get this thing done. So yes,
you already know. Listen,
man,
a lot of offer ups, looking around for the best prices stuff, because you know it takes a lot. But once again, when you see the vision in your head and you know what you want to do, there's you got to
get it done.
You got to get it done.
I got to get out of my system. That's what I feel like. I'm constantly just like, I just got to get this out of my system. And then when it's up, you're like,
yeah, exactly.
I got to do this again.
and how many projects does it take? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's just even the thought process of how many projects does it take for you to refine even, you know, the first time you have something in your head and you try to bring it to reality, it doesn't look like what's in your head. Yeah. Then you realize all the little steps and the little things that you have to work out, because
it's the journey.
A metaphor. You can get the lights, you can get the table, you can get everything. And then all of a sudden, streaming shit on the TV don't work the way you think it works. Like, you have to go through so many
levels to it. But you know what I do love? I like, look at your first podcast that you did versus where you're at now. You know, like that journey is amazing within itself. You know, and I love to look at like, damn, I remember when I didn't know shit when I started. Right. And now I know all this. You know, but this skill that you have now, you can carry it over and then teach people how to do it, or look at it and be like, you know what, you need to do this, this, and this. Right. You know?
Or produce other shows, all the above.
Yeah. Bro, you know what I love too? I love that. I love it and I hate it. Like, I'll think of something today And I'm like, all right, this is how I'm gonna do it. And then the next day, I'm like, oh no, I could do it like this. Why didn't I think of that yesterday? You know, like
Right.
even when learning a skill, like the next day you're better than you were the day before. And I'm just like, dude, I just wish I could be in the Matrix
And just know.
and just plug it in and be like, I know Kung Fu. You know, like
Exactly,
I wish I could do that, man. But
Well, because it's all experience, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have the experience of tomorrow today.
man,
And it's just
you really don't.
It sucks, but it's
That's
like
a bar.
but
Did you
that's-
make that up?
Yeah, I just thought of that.
Wow, this guy's a genius.
Thanks, man. But seriously, you don't have. It takes seeing certain things to
Yeah.
strike, and I think how many things. Once again, is why you have to be careful on social
Mm-hmm.
media and all these things. Because think of how many things subconsciously spark ideas. Things that you drove past, saw, didn't register, but your brain did.
Man, it's
Yeah.
just so much stuff just sitting up in there that you don't have access to until it's time to have access to it.
Right. So wouldn't you want to fill it up with good shit?
Yes.
And that's the crazy part.
Man.
Yeah.
And there's so much distraction. There's so much distraction out here, so much noise. I'm trying and I'm doing an okay job at it of just like being able to dive within my own self to that higher conscious, that
Right.
higher being inside myself that has those answers, that's calm, that just knows, hey, everything's gonna be okay.
Right.
You know,
Right. Intuition more so.
yeah,
than-
that intuition. Like if I could pull that, I feel like our job as humans is to like merge with that, you know? So I
Right.
try, I'm working to be just the true version of myself. Like if I'm fearful of stuff, you know, like there's how I think is there's multiple versions of us. There's
Right.
the version that I present to the world,
Mhm.
right? That seems like I have it all together. And then there's the version of myself that's true, that doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
I don't know what's actually happening, but I'm figuring it out, and like bringing that person out and being there more. That
Right.
person is the real person. Like I don't really know what's going on. Like for instance, Kevin Hart Masterclass.
Right.
Boom. They're like, yo, would you be interested in doing this? Hell yeah. All right, cool. We're gonna put it together. I get off the phone like, what the fuck did I just agree to? I don't know how to do a masterclass. I've never done one.
Right.
But, you know, I'm just saying yes because like I want to do this. I want like this is the biggest fucking comedian in the world. Like he's someone that's inspired me since I can remember.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like absolutely I want to do this. Now I'm like, the fire's under me to figure it, like, what the fuck am I doing and how do I do it?
Right.
You know? So, you know, I guess it's just, you know, like Will Smith said, like, you know, just continue to fail forward, you know?
And I mean, and all the things you've done leading to that point allows you to know how to do a masterclass.
Yeah.
You've seen them. You know what, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know what needs to be there. You know what doesn't. It's, man.
Dude,
I know that was sick though, because it's just. It's
It was.
Kev. Like, that's a.
Dude, I had my own office up in his building. And that was like I could look out at the Hollywood sign and I just, like, I love those moments of just like, damn, how the fuck did I get here? This is
Right.
crazy. You know, like I love going to like the sound stages in the studios. Cause it's so much history there. And it's just like, bro, this is the top pretenders of the world. Like
Right.
really,
Right.
like what we do for a living is we pretend.
Yeah.
You know, like these are the people in the sandbox that had the best imagination. And I'm like, bro, the best imaginations in the world are here. Like, fuck.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's really
That's
what it
a
is.
cool way to look at it. Too.
You know?
You know, it's doing it for a while. You like, you know, I can get jaded on certain
Yeah.
things to see, but it's like I've never thought about like, damn, yeah, this is literally where they come.
It's the NBA of the sandbox.
of imagination.
Yes, it's the
that's
NBA of
crazy.
imagination. Like, bro, I love it so much and I'll never take it for granted because I'm just like, bro, all we're doing is pretending. And like, who could pretend the best?
Right.
Who has the best imagination today?
Who has
you
the
know?
best universe? Who
Who has the best
yeah.
universe? And I like when I'm on set and we're thinking about how to do a scene, I'm trying to listen to everyone's ideas. Like, okay, yeah, you know what? Like, cause everyone's just trying to make this the best thing possible.
Right.
So even when I'm on set, I got this from Matthew Cherry, you know, one of the best pieces of advice is thank everybody at the end of the day, because everybody is there doing what their dream is, from the grips to the PAs to the lighting techs. Like, yo, like I want to do this the best. Yo, thank you for a great day. Thank you for helping make this thing something.
Right.
Because without those people, it'll look like shit. You know? So I just appreciate it. Like this is there was no plan B for me with this. This is all I want to do with my life. So like I'm fighting to do those Christopher Nolan films, those like Steven Spielberg films. I'm like, bro, I cannot wait, because I'm going to Michael Jordan slam dunk this shit when it's time.
From the free throw line.
From half courts. Give me Space Jam. That's how far I'm trying to go with just like making the dopest content. So
so where did where did your love for directing and film and all that come from? Like, how old were you when you were like, yeah?
Honestly, I feel like it just started playing with toys, playing with my brother, and just like, yo, you're gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. And I remember, and I was talking about this the other day, shout out to my boy Wakil, because he has some amazing kids. And I was watching his daughter, and her name's Ali, and she makes her own videos. She's only 7. She makes her own videos with her toys and her dolls and her brothers, right? And she's just like, oh, and then you do this and then I do this. And she's like, I was like, bro, this is, one, it's great that she's creating her own videos and cutting her own videos in like iMovie. But 2, I was like, I remember the day I stopped playing with toys. I remember it because I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I, like, I opened it and I started like hitting them together. And I was like, this isn't it. And I stopped playing with them, and I hated that. And when I saw her playing, I was like, yo, that's the feeling I'm searching for. Right. You know, that right there, that's what I'm constantly searching for, of creating something and creating a world that I see in my mind and seeing it come to life. And I was like, directing is playing with toys except with real people, you know, and imagining how to capture it in a way that nobody else has seen it.
Right. With its own special perspective.
With its own special perspective, you know? And that, I feel like that's where it started. I didn't know what it was that I was searching for, so I thought it was acting. So I was like, yo, I'm going to figure out how to be in front of the camera. But I have to shoot it first. So let me just figure out how to be behind it so I could be in front of it. And I fell in love with being behind it more. And Vine kind of opened up the door and gave me the lane to be in front of it to create the things I wanted to create. And it just kept going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, I find a lot of people, you don't realize in the beginning that there is a behind the camera to be a part of. Because all we know is, if you don't know, is the movie star. You know, the person in front of it, and that's
like they're the ones that have done it. But there's people that created it for them to do it, you know?
Exactly.
So the longevity, I feel like, is behind the camera, you know? And there's stars behind. You know, the stars are equal on both sides.
100%.
Like, I need you to be able to do the thing that's in my mind because I can't do that.
Right.
You know? So it's a perfect merger of minds.
Yeah, it's the same as somebody who's like, hey, I need a props department because I can't do that.
Oh my God.
You know
props
what I mean?
People are so... I just went to a prop house today, and they're creating stuff. They know, like, you know what, you're going to need this. You're going to need to put something like this up there to help build this world out. Like, the art department, like, everyone is bringing something special to the table to make something dope that we could sit back and just be like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's those minute details too that can make a space, make a story, make a because the broad strokes, sometimes it's like you see them in every film, but but if you have proper props, proper lighting, it can really give a story a leg up.
Yeah, it's so much stuff coming out now, you know. I'm just like, damn, man. I don't know. What do you feel like the best era of like filmmaking was?
Ooh.
Like decade. Let's just go by decade.
Shit. I almost feel like the early 2000s was pretty cool.
Early 2000s was cool. I feel like I like the 90s the best. And
90s definitely has some cool filmmaking.
it had some great filmmaking, but just like, you know, like if you look at the films, like if I look at texture,
Right.
all right, I'll just start at 80s. 80s had like a retro feel to it. 90s, for me, felt like it had like a very like film cinematic
More
type
grain,
look. Yeah,
yeah.
more grain. And then 2000s, it was just clean as shit. Like,
Yes.
it's clean.
Yes.
Like, I can't remember when Big Pimpin' came out. Was that 2000 or
Big Pimp. That was. I
I'm
want to say that was 90s though.
was it?
Yeah, Big.
It was like
Pimp.
early 2000s.
Let me see.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, the point I'm trying to make is like it just felt like shit was crystal clear.
Right.
You know, like being displayed from movies to videos, etc. Like
2000.
2000.
April 11.
I feel like that was like a change. Like, yo, everything's looking like crystal clear. Like, whoa.
Because that yacht did look crystal clear
Crystal
for the
clear.
time.
Man.
He
That thing
was
looked like it was
"Sheesh."
coming off the screen. I was like, what the hell? And same thing with like video games. You can just see like just texture and how like the evolution of texture has changed. Think of the early
That's
2Ks.
PS2.
Yes.
Yeah.
PS2 to
changed,
PS5. It's
Yeah.
crazy, and like that's how I see like just life. Like it's just becoming more and more clear, but it's also becoming more and more saturated as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember my point, but
No. I mean, I was just saying we were talking about nuance, and then we were talking about how best era of movies.
best era of
film.
a film of just like what it looked like. I liked the 90s. You know, you had Meteor Man or like you know, or like any of the Farley films like a Dumb and Dumber or Independence Day. You know, we had like there was, like,
The Rock.
The Rock,
like movies
man.
felt like more. I know what you mean. They felt like
epic.
Lethal Weapon.
Bro.
They felt like what am I trying to say?
An experience.
An experience.
You
Yes,
know?
they were whole things.
Man.
Multiple people were fucking on planes that were blowing up in the sky.
Bro,
Like, just
it
felt
always
different.
ended with like a police scene and lights and
And
stuff
all
like
the
that.
cars and
It's
someone
like,
walking away.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
crazy. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, like they were
yeah.
they were doing it, man. And now, like I don't hate it now. It's just
Well, it's okay. First off,
Yeah.
here's the problem with now.
Okay.
The beauty is someone like me, someone like you, we can get stuff off the ground a little bit easier than if it was 19.
yeah. It was hard.
Yeah,
man. It had to been hard.
60s, 70s, all the way till
Yeah.
like phones and things being readily available. That shit was really hard. Like you had to be in a studio system. There was really no way around it. Whereas now, I mean, it's like, come on.
You're your own
so when you see movies, it'll be like, oh, the big police chase, and then it'll be like one cop who shows up.
And you know what? Like
Post COVID, that's
yeah,
the
no.
game.
It's you know, I feel like as viewers, we take so much for granted too. You know what I mean? Like, how hard was it to create that scene?
Oh, 100%.
How like
Yeah.
I'll look at an explosion scene. I'm like, you know, but like, I shouldn't be looking at it like, you know, I should be like, what the like?
This nigga made an explosion.
They
happen.
made an explosion. They like what? How did you? You know, you blew up that car. That car hit something and fucking flew off the ramp. Like, these are complicated things that people are doing.
Yeah.
And you know, we've seen it so much. It's just like we're just absorbing it and then ready to move on. And I'm like, I just miss like
the awe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just
people
being
don't
able
have
to,
awe.
yeah, man. When's the last time there was some awe to something?
I think Get Out.
Yeah, that was definitely some awe.
Yeah, like that, and that's why I think it did so well. I think it was just like, oh shit!
And you know, the thing about that is, we were experiencing that movie the same way the actor was experiencing the scenes he was in. It was like,
right.
hell nah, and he was like, hell nah. And it was like, oh shit, yo, we're on the same page, and I
Right.
want more shit like that, like where I could put people on the same page, and like there's just like a synergy there between character on screen and audience member experiencing it. Like that is
Right.
special.
Yeah. I think that's
It's rare.
Yeah, it's rare because you almost have to really know your audience, which that was the beauty of this.
Or know yourself. Like, yo, if I was in this scene, bro, I'd be like this. Like the pen game from Jordan is it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like, yo, he was on some shit where it was just like, hell no, I would never do this, man. Oh, he's not gonna do it either, And that just resonated with so many people on so many levels. So
that's true. Because we've, in the horror genre for sure, we've leaned on using things most people wouldn't do to further the story.
And even people, people talking about his last film. Nope. People, when people like hate on it, like, oh man, nah, he doesn't know what he doesn't, this isn't good or whatever. I sit here and I think, I'm like, bro, this is only his third film. He's still figuring this shit out.
100%.
Everybody that's doing it is still figuring it out. So like,
and that's
we got to give each other, we got to give everyone kind of grace. Nobody's experts at everything. We're just done it a bunch of times, and now this is what we've learned. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more so too. It's just, I think success in being like a master or something is just once again, you've refined it over time. Mm-hmm. It's not even they say doctors and lawyers, they're still practicing.
They're practicing.
Like,
man.
There's no...
And that makes me scared. I'm like...
Exactly. Like, you practice neurology? No, I need a nigga who does neurology.
And that's all a mindset. Like, I got to tell myself he does this. He knows what he's doing. And it's so funny.
It's crazy. And that's the thing. I think it's just taking the time to understand that. And all you're doing is, the more you refine your skill or your business or anything, all you're really doing is your baseline level is just way higher than anyone else's.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. But if you hit a home run, it's never actually perfect. It's never perfect.
Yeah.
He hit a home run. Jordan Peele with Get Out hit a fucking home run. You might almost call it a grand slam. Mm-hmm. What do you want a guy whose first movie is a grand slam to do for the next movie?
Do it again. Do it better.
Like, what do you mean?
What kind of pressure is that for him too?
What? That is crazy.
Is it pressure?
Well, I don't think he seems like the kind of guy who probably looked at it, and he probably looked at it as pressure in the beginning, but then what was the next one called? Us. Yeah. Us was, obviously, people didn't like it as much as Get Out, but it still did really well. And I think it's one of those things, like you said, like, as a creative, I think he's one of those people who understands, like, yeah, like, I gotta find myself and figure out what I want to do next.
Yeah.
Think how much time and he spent on Get Out, and probably was like
years. I think it was like over 10 years.
I believe it. And so then when you move on to the next thing, it's just kind of like, okay, now I don't want to do that again. I gave you Us probably because they wanted that from me again. Mm-hmm. I want to try telling some other stories or doing some other things, but I got to find my footing.
Yep. You know who I really respect? This is going to sound crazy. This is going to sound so crazy. Like, obviously we all know him and he's the greatest entertainer in the world. But I really respect Michael Jackson.
Oh.
I just watched his Broadway show or at Pantages. And then I watched this documentary for the 40th anniversary of Thriller. Okay. And the stuff he was saying to himself about, like, I got to be the best. Like, I will be the biggest entertainer in the world.
I saw that. He wrote it in his notebook. He just kept
writing and, like, looking at himself, like, how honest are you being? And I'm talking to you guys. How honest are you being about yourself and the things that you want to do in your life? Like, are you being so transparent and so delusional with your dream that it's like, yo, I'm going to be this no matter what. And I will not take any mediocre, like, attempts at getting the thing that I want out of life.
Yeah.
And, like, he was that serious. And I was like, bro, like, I don't think I've been that serious about what I want. Like, I say it and I'm like, it's going to eventually happen. I want to do it. But, like, really, like, dialing in and doubling down and betting on myself and not being lazy with every moment of my day to do the thing that I want. That's actually a scary feeling.
Yeah.
And I dare myself and I dare you, and I dare you.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why not? Because nobody else is gonna do that for you.
No. Well, and no one's gonna do that for you, and no one's gonna tell you to do it because most people don't function that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like everybody who's super successful, and we know this, they all got a little crazy in them.
Yeah.
They're all a little insane in some form or facet. Some in positive ways, some in negative ways. But either way, they have something else. It's a tick that makes them do that.
Bro.
So that's the thing. It's like majority of people would tell Kobe Bryant,
Another person.
relax. Like you're good. You don't have to do. No, he's that crazy.
Yeah.
So even if you're going to be his wife, you're going to be his friend, you're going to be any of those things, you have to accept that. No, he wants to go there. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's so many people, like the Mike Tysons of the world. You know what I mean? The Muhammad Ali's, Tiger Woods. Like, these are people who
have just like locked in.
live and breathe it. That is that. And you have to, I think that's the beauty of it, though. What other people also don't understand. They go, all you'd want to do is work. Like, that's all you want to do. You don't want to do nothing else. You don't want to go hang out. But you don't understand how much I enjoy my work. Even though this part might suck right here, but like the rest of it, I love this shit. I'd rather be I don't want to be in some foreign country sitting on a beach, just sitting.
Yeah.
I want to be in a foreign country sitting on a beach because I know, oh man, yesterday we had a really good shoot because they flew me out here because I'm doing da-da-da. And then I got my laptop on me and I'm enjoying, working on whatever. That's, to me,
that's so enjoyable. Like we were saying earlier, you, Cleo Thomas, Denzel Whitaker, are just a rare breed of people that just do it themselves and enjoy every aspect of it. And it is a fight to pull away from the thing that you love. Like, I know Brandy gets on me. Just like, yo, you got to take a break sometimes. And like, it's like, all right, we're on vacation, but hey, let me shoot this of you real quick. Like, I gotta get it on my system. And I'm so thankful for her because she is a creative as well. And she's like, well, you are filming me, so let's do it.
She knows she needs the content, so why not?
Yeah, man.
That's funny.
Nah, it's just a dope medium to be creative. Yeah, for sure.
So was Vine your first? Was Vine your first foray into?
No.
Film? Okay.
So let me take you back, man.
Take me back.
All right. So I grew up in Japan. All right, and so
wow.
Those are all my formative years. My mom was a Marine, so we moved there in 3rd grade. But I've always been like a class clown. And I've been saying since I kid, my name's going to be in lights one day. Like, I feel like if I grew up around you, I'd be doing the same things as you at some point. But I just was making videos with my friends. We were just making like ninja videos and stuff like that.
In Japan. So wait, and that's wild. So how many, you were the only black kid in Japan?
No. Oh. No, so as a military dependent, you travel around a lot. And so there's military dependents all over the world. And so I was on a military base. So in Japan, in Okinawa specifically, there's like 7 or 8 bases of just families that have come from all over the world. So the military men and women, they kind of cross-pollinate. So I grew up around Native American and Japanese, black and white, Korean and Chinese. Like, there's so many different blends and mixtures of people that were at my school. So we were on a military base, and it's just everybody from every place, And so there were cliques, but it wasn't like, I grew up in a melting pot. So coming to the States was more of a culture shock for me because
that's wild.
Black people kick it with black people, white people kick it with white people, and you have your token in each group. And so I said this before, like I tried to, especially when I moved back to the States, I moved to North Carolina into the school to Camp Lejeune. And I ran, like, the thing about being a military dependent, you'll run into people that you went to elementary school in Texas in different areas, you know, and that's happened to me all over my life. I even ran into people from Japan that I went to school with here in LA. It's crazy. But I went to school. I did my senior years in North Carolina, and then I moved to Texas, and that's when I got the name WuzGood. I got on the radio, but this was me searching for my blackness.
Your
you know,
identity.
I was looking for my, you know, I was just looking for myself, and so I got on this radio show. They're like, "What's your name?" And I was devouring. Do you remember Smack DVD?
Oh yeah,
I was devouring Smack DVD, Beef, a ton of Dipset, like an unhealthy amount of Dipset,
an ungodly amount of Dipset.
Yes, bro. 50 Cent, you know, Dame Dash's films, the state properties, Paper Soldiers. I was like,
oh man,
I've got to figure this thing out. Like,
I gotta crack this black
because,
code.
like, you know, I'm just this kid that was into anime and Power Rangers and shit from Japan, and like, I didn't want people to know that, you know, so I was trying to hide that side of me. So I'm just like devouring all this stuff, and so they're like, I heard this girl on the radio, this girl named Casey. I heard her on the radio. I was like, I could do this. And so I don't know how I ended up there, but I ended up there doing it. And they're like, "What's your name?" I was like, "What's good?" Because like that's all Dipset would say. Like, "What's good? What's good?" You know, like that's what they would say. And I was like, "Yeah, that's my name. What's good?" And she's like, "What's good?" I was like, "Yup." And I just ran with it.
That's hilarious.
So I was on the radio, and then I started making videos with my friends. I got on this program called Movie Maker on Windows. And I was like editing videos with my homies, and it was just kind of like us to music. And someone had seen, I got an internship at Disney World, and I went out there. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a Power Ranger." I go out there, or a park character, and that didn't happen because you had to know how to dance, and I had no dance training at all. And I was
I've
like,
seen you do the Carlton.
You know what? In my mind, I was doing something different.
It's on beat. It's on beat.
Bro, like being on beat has always been a problem for me, and I didn't understand it until later on in life. Like, my whole life has been I've just been on autopilot for a very long time of just trying to just figure out stuff, honestly. But yeah, I did that, and this guy had seen the videos I was doing when I came back from Florida. He was like, "Yo, you should check out this school where they do filmmaking. It's Full Sail." And I was like, "Oh shit, let me check this out." So I went on the website, and they did everything that came with filmmaking. I was like, I want to go there. I want to go there,
website,
and I'm gonna be an editor. And I saw how much work that was, and I was like,
no,
no, not at all. And I fell into directing, but I fell into photography first.
Okay.
So I was taught, you know, like, if you can understand one frame, you can understand 24, because it takes 24 pictures to make up 1 second of film. So I took pictures of everything, every angle, everything. It didn't matter what it was. And at Full Sail, you know, they have a recording arts program. So I was doing pictures of all these people.
Right, because there's artists there.
There's artists there. There's all the people I need are right there. So I was doing pictures of all the artists that were there, and then I got into music videos. So like the doors just started opening. So my first major success was B.O.B.'s album cover. The very first album cover he had, where he's like landed on the ground and it looks like anime.
I remember that, yeah.
So that was my very first piece of like success in the industry, just of like creating something out to the world. And you know, with photography, you know, you can go the distance, but I was like, this ain't enough.
Right.
You know, I got to shift. So then I started doing music videos, and I was doing videos for like T-Pain and Flow Rider and local groups, and that was amazing. But again, you know, this ain't it. It's not enough.
Yeah.
So I had to make another shift. And then I started producing for this company called Buna Murray, and they do the Kardashians and Real World. But I was on the digital side of things. And it was just YouTube. And so this is when YouTube was like on the rise.
Right.
So I'm meeting all these famous YouTubers and, you know, working with them. And then I get introduced to this app called Vine. And I'm like, holy shit, this is great. I'm going to kill this. And I didn't do anything for 6 months. And then I ended up meeting, you know, Daystorm and Batch and all them.
Right.
And they were in different music videos of mine. And I started filming their things. And they were like, yo, Wes, you funny. You should do videos too. I was like, nah, guys, I'm trying to do movies and television. I'll just film it. And in a month, these fools were getting millions of followers. And I'm literally watching their lives change. And I'm like, I'm going to start doing these videos.
I should do a couple.
I'm going to start doing these videos. And again, this is like, you know, just in life, man, you go through these are all just different waves of just trying to figure stuff out. And my aloofness and, you know, I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to figure it out. So I was trying to do their style of comedy and their style of videos.
Right.
And my videos were not taking off. They weren't doing any numbers really. You know, Leanne and Clarity and everyone, I'm just watching everyone just, all these numbers just pop up and their lives literally changed. So it wasn't until I was like, yo, all right, this is what I like. You know, I had to come to that conclusion again. I like this type of stuff. And that's when things started changing. That's when the numbers started growing. That's when I started working with Fortune 50 and 500 companies on, you know, my channel. And, you know, it's just been a roller coaster since then of just amazing highs, amazing lows. You know, when I first met Brandy, I was ripping eviction notices off my door. But it was like, you know, I remember my mom said, you know, just get a job at, you know, because I skipped over a whole bunch of stuff I did as jobs. But, you know, you should just get a job like at Walmart again to like, you know, just to hold you over. And I was like, I'd rather sleep in my car. Like, really, it was that. Like, there is no plan B. Like, I just want to do this. It's not, like, being able to create videos allowed me to be behind the camera and then also star in my own stuff. And that was, you know, all those ceilings I was hitting.
Freedom.
This is the freedom. This is the freedom. And it just opened up so many doors, man, to everybody I ever wanted to work with. You know, brand wise,
right?
You know, so yeah, that's just that's kind of an oversimplification of it, but that's in a nutshell that journey.
Sheesh, that's great, man. It's just crazy how like you came from a completely different country over here to that's just wild.
And just like, how do you get in the entertainment industry? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like. Man, well, and you did it from Florida. It's a lot of anomalies in your story.
Full Sail definitely opened up a lot of doors, but like these schools and this industry, you don't actually have to go to school for it.
Right.
You know, it's really just networking, you know, and being like, how can I help you? Oh, how do you do this? And that person, you know, there was so many gatekeepers in this industry, which is why I've just... Like, my whole career has always been like, yo, when I get the answers, I'm going to give them away.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to do the thing that I do.
Right.
You know, people didn't want to give me those answers, and people still don't want to give me those answers or give me the time of day sometimes. And it's just like, I'm not going to let that discourage me.
Yeah.
I'm still going to try to figure it out somehow.
Well, also, I think you in particular... And like I run into that as well. You run into those gatekeepers, but I think the difference is, I know if you tell most people how to do things, 98% of them ain't gonna do it anyway. That's just facts. They're just not. They're not gonna work hard enough to do it anyway. But then the people who also have that information, when they see someone like you coming, or someone like Denzel, or someone like me, sometimes it's like, nah, because he gonna do it. And I can't, and then those people though who aren't secure in their position. They're not the like types we are who are like, oh no, like come
get it, yeah.
Because shit, you only gonna
here you go, here's some gems.
Yeah, we're only gonna in the long run. You'll fuck around, help me.
Yeah,
like you did, because you're gonna know how to do something I might not be as. But that's how we look at things. A lot of people look at it like, nah, man,
Yeah,
There's one.
No, yeah, there's only one. There's only this position, and how much you gonna pay me for this? And it's like, bro, the money's gonna come.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just want to win. And if winning means helping you out, let's do that. That's fine. Let's do that, and I can learn stuff and maneuver.
Right.
From there,
But people put a lot of emphasis on money, and one thing I will say, as somebody who, once again, like you said, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but I've never seen anybody change the world or accomplish something great and not have money. Never seen it happen.
And not have money?
Yeah, not have money. No, I'm saying like the money comes. Like it comes. Like it. If you change the world, money will come. There is no questions here. Now, if you don't read contracts and you don't do X, Y, Z, that's a different conversation. But if you know what I mean? It's like if you get a reaction, if you can make things and shift things, money will come. So it's more so of figuring out how to manipulate society or your reality. Yeah, and then. Less than how am I going to get this bag? Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, we all want a bag, but you.
And the bag is only a temporary fix. Like the bag doesn't change anything. Like who are you really at the core? And when money finally came into my life, I was like, when I've wanted money, like I wanted like. The chain. That was the thing. The chain. I want the chain. Oh, man.
And a bust-down watch.
Oh, man. I want the chain and the watch, man. And the grill. And who was I getting it for? It was for everybody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay. And I have the money. Like, I still feel the same. So it's not that. You know what I mean? Like, I need to chase the feeling of the creativity, the things that I really want to do. Now this money's gonna help me do those things more.
Back into the business. Like, I think it's also the difference of what you want to be notable for. And when the world washes up, think of it this way: in 300 years, even someone like Beyonce, people might not even remember. Like, which is crazy. So. When you look at it in that perspective, it's just more of...
We're just occupying our time while we're here.
Yeah. And I just want to be one of those people that generations from now, or as long as they will remember, will go, oh shit, yeah, he was the first guy to do this, which makes me think I can do this. Which makes me think, that's it. Yep. That's it. Like, it's not really more than that.
I don't think that's so far into the future. I do think that far into the future, but I just want to spend my time here doing what I love. Mm-hmm. And if doing what I love inspires other people, awesome. That's great. That's fucking great. I had fun on this ride. And I feel like that is, I always say to myself, I want to get smarter. I want to be smarter. I want to absorb as much as I can and then pass it on. Like, that's what we should be doing. We should be passing on information.
And I completely agree. I think the only difference between what you just said and the way I kind of think is, for some reason, I feel like yours is better because it's just like, hey, I'm gonna do what makes me happy, and if you happen to see it and you want to fall in line whereas mine is more of, I'm like, man, the people I look up to, I don't see that many in coming in the future. Like, I'm not saying I don't know what's gonna, but I don't see, it doesn't feel the same. I don't see a bunch of Muhammad Ali's out here. You see what I'm saying? I don't see a bunch of Sammy Davis Jr.'s out here. I don't see a bunch of Ray Charleses. I don't see a bunch of, you know what I mean? Like Quincy Joneses. Like, there are people making strides, but I just feel that there's not a ton of, basically, I want, if I ever had children, there to be someone like me or who I want to be. not who I am currently, no, but who I aspire to be as a human being.
But I think the reason you don't see it is because you embody those. You embody those. And so it's not for you to see because, hey, it's already here. You know, it's for other people to see. You know what I mean? That's
or making that path desirable. I think that's what it is for me.
I think you do, though. You know, I think that's, again, it goes back to like you are embodying those people that you're searching for. They
are. I see what you're saying. Yeah. They are those people already. They just
Yeah, you are those people. Mm-hmm. You know, like what is the quote? Okay, it's from Lion King. You know, when Rafiki's talking to Simba and he's talking about his dad, but like the people, they live in you. You know, boom, there it is. You know,
right.
That's what it is. And you know, with everything that you do, let me ask you this: like, you do a lot of shit. Yeah, you wear a lot of hats. How do you feel when people say, "Maestro, you need to focus on one thing"?
Oh, I think that they are crazy people. I look at them and I go, okay, I see how much capacity you have.
Yeah.
Honestly, now if someone's coming with a logical, in the moment, like, hey, this is going on, you should probably focus on this right now because you got momentum here. But no one ever comes to me with these kind of ideas. Yeah. It's usually me coming to myself. Yeah. So usually someone's like, yeah, you do so many things. I think it's dumb. But the reason I think it's dumb is because you can't count my pockets because I know how many times I've been sitting waiting on a fucking audition and then a music check kept me in the game. I know how many times I've been waiting on a music check and an acting check kept me in the game. You know, or I know how many times neither one of them was calling, so a brand deal kept me in the game. So I never believe in having one angle, especially if it's in the same ballpark.
It's all entertaining. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like it's so dope that you are an artist, a producer, a podcaster, an actor. Now, are you also a filmmaker? Do you create your own films?
No, I haven't done that yet, but I think I want to do it on the producing end.
Okay.
Like I see myself as more of a producer than a
director.
Director, yeah.
But you're also an editor.
Yes. See, I think I'm more of the person who I'll put it this way: the directing bug hasn't hit me yet, but I know that I'm more of the kind of person who would either find a story I like, think I can find a writer to help me write it, get through a draft, realize
how to find the best people. Yeah, like that's what producing is. It's like finding the person that loves exactly what they do in that field and bringing them on. Oh, you love this? All right, come
on over here.
Yes.
And then getting them all to play nice.
It's Voltron.
Yes.
It's Voltron, man.
And I think that's where I will be most, because I might not know every technical aspect, but I have enough years and I have enough taste to look at something and be like, okay, I love all this. This should go. This could maybe be better with something like this. We'll work that out. This, like, I know what things should go, what things won't go, okay, we'll see. Now I would need the best in each of their fields to tell me, oh yeah, this won't get done for under this. And so you should probably manage your, you know,
when I knew you was lit, like obviously we known each other like since Vine and stuff like that, but I knew you was lit when you sent me your press kit. You were like, well, here's everything. And I was like, oh, holy, well, he's me. This guy's me. He's got a press kit. He's got videos. I was like, bro, this guy is great.
And I did it myself.
Yeah.
Bro, like
I had to have known that.
I always say it's like the waiting around for a rep or to do anything, bro. You might as well. It's literally you might as well just sit on your hands, like until you're popping or until you got something really hot going on. They're
as someone that's been in, you've been in what, like 30 years now, right?
getting there. Well, since I was 4, so yeah, getting to 30.
Since you were 4.
Yeah.
Okay. You've experienced super highs.
Yeah.
I mean, were you on Johnny Carson?
Not Johnny Carson, Jay Leno though.
Jay Leno.
Like 6 times, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, first of all, to be able to even sit on those couches, I feel like that is just, you've made it. You've made it. You made it. Like, you're on like one of the biggest stages in the world. Yeah. So you've reached like these high heights, and then you're developing as from a kid to a teen to an adult. How have you been able to? How has it been? How's that ride been for you?
It's been good, I think, because I never broke a certain glass ceiling as a kid. That's why I think I'm somewhat normal. You know what I mean? Because it's like, had I gotten
like a Shia LaBeouf,
then I'd either be. Well, I don't even think I'd have as much money as I have the potential to make now, because I wouldn't have the same thought process of how to hustle to get it. I would just have the like. Because, for a period of time in my life, it was kind of like, I show up to the thing, I do the thing, I usually get it.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's just what it is. Like, and then it's really just growing your hair, people. Trust me. Listen, I'm sure if I cut these sides off right now. But yeah, it's like that game. So, what
was it? I mean, like, you show up to the thing and you get it. I like that, like it's not even like a fear, but what was the part, where did the hustle kick in for you where it's like, yo, I gotta make shit happen?
Okay, so the hustle kicked in, like, so for example, I had my own TV show, did all the Jay Leno stuff, did all that.
Which TV show?
It was called Guys Like Us. So it came on UPN. It was Chris Hardwick, Bumper Robinson. It was 2.5 Men before 2.5 Men, basically. It was a Dan Schneider show.
Wow.
So it was
basically... I was in Japan. What year was this?
98.
Yeah, I didn't have, like, we had 3 channels.
Oh, see, no. This was, so it would come on, like, around the same time as, like, Malcolm and Eddie. And
I caught those as reruns.
Reruns, yeah. So, basically my dad's going to another country, and so he needs my brother to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
All hell ensues because I'm like 7 and they're bachelors, they're in their 20s. You get it.
Wow.
And so did that. Was doing all the Jay Leno stuff.
How many seasons did you guys do?
We did 1 season, but I was going to school Monday through Thursday.
Wow.
I'd fly out here Friday.
Where are you from, man?
From Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
They fly me out here first class Friday, me and my dad. Friday, we do a table read. Saturday, we do a run through. And because my parents didn't want to move out here yet, Sunday, we'd film. And we'd film on Sundays, live studio audience, and then I'd be back on a plane Sunday night, and I'd be back at my school on Monday.
Now,
13 episodes.
At 7?
At 7.
So were you like that nigga at school?
Yeah, definitely at the school.
Yo, Maestro!
But the kids, some of the kids were like really like, some of the kids didn't, because I'm so young, right?
Yeah.
So kids haven't really figured out like, you be nice to people to get things out of them if they're famous. So the people who liked me and was like, cool. And it was a small school, which helped a lot. Like the entire, I'm still friends with like.
Were you, I mean, that like, what, I can't even process what a 7-year-old would think being on TV.
Well, it was just normal for me. It was just like, okay, I'm doing the thing again. Like it's.
Well, from 4.
Yeah.
That for me, I just think that's incredible. I'm like, wow, that's.
But it made me enjoy. So, for example, I realized when I was trying to find some content, I'm like, what can I do other than just acting and music? Like, what's something else I can do? I think that's why I gravitate to podcasts and interviews so much, because I've been doing interviews my entire life. And then the era we come from, you couldn't just do an interview and say some like wild shit and it go viral. Like, no, that's how you don't do more interviews. You need to be media trained. Yeah. So it's even the fact that I would go up there, I knew what to say, I knew what not to say, I knew what things to. And obviously now I have more freedom, I'm an adult. Yeah. But it's still just understanding how that plays out. You
Yeah.
know, like being around adults at a young age. Like, you know, all of it was, I would say, nerve-wracking. Like, it wasn't, I'll tell you, most terrifying thing in my life was my first time on the Jay Leno show. We're talking. Everything is going well. Because, you know, they prep you a little bit. Well, we're going to just touch on this, touch on that. And then I'm like, yeah, I usually sing, you know, Jackie Wilson songs and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, you want to sing something? I'm like, yeah. So I go up there. And the band starts playing it. They start playing the song in a slightly different key, a little bit faster. I'm fucking 6, bro. Like, I don't know this. I know my tape that I sing the song to. I'm so flustered. I can just imagine how bad this is gonna go. But I'm just like sitting there dancing, and you can see it in my face. And then I just go, stop. The music's wrong. And that played so much better than me trying to.
Because you were honest.
I was honest. But that, have to remind myself at times, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, because the way I thought, oh, my dad's going to think I just ruined this.
Yeah.
But no, everybody was like, you stopped a whole grown band and told them they had the music wrong and sat back down and started talking to Jay Leno.
That's fucking genius.
You see what I mean?
I want to see that
yeah,
moment, man.
Dog,
that's, man. And going to that moment right there, like, as an adult, as a human being, that's the truest version of us.
Right.
That right there. And we grow up and put this armor on and hide who we are to be something else. And me, I feel like I'm spending the rest of my life, and I've spent a good part of it, but like staying connected to that person. Yeah. That's who I am. You know, that's who I am. And I love that guy. That guy's cool. I don't want to hang out with him. You know?
Be pure, because at that time, purest of intentions. Always, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even realize anything else. You love things because you love them.
Yeah.
No real outside force influence. Yeah. Bro, that's literally why, you know, like, even how I set up my like background and everything.
Bro,
it's
like,
all stuff from the like.
I'd hang out with that guy that's got the Nintendo 64.
Right.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
like,
so why Surrounded by Idiots? How did you come up with that?
Well, there's two things. So it's one of my favorite lines in The Lion King, which I also, you know, I did the play. Yeah.
Wait, hold on, you.
Yeah, I was Simba in The Lion King. I did the exit stage.
What?
Yeah, bro.
You were Simba?
Yeah.
How am I coming up with these lines? Listen, I was talking about Lion King just cause.
Yeah, that's why it was funny, and I was like, oh, I'm sure he knows. Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
I had
I did not know this.
Yeah, I was young Simba in The Lion King. I'm trying to see if there's a picture that they have on. Yeah, I got to show you one of these pictures later too. Oh, here we go. Yeah,
bro, show me.
Yeah, this was something from the it was in the paper at the time. But yeah, that's me. It's young Simba.
Okay, this is a live action.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
not that movie. It's the play, the Broadway play. Production. Yeah. Oh, you thought I was?
I thought you were Jason Weaver.
No, if I was,
but still, like this
that was
is still
Jonathan
great.
Taylor Thomas.
That was John.
Yeah,
JTT.
Yeah, he. Whew.
That guy. That was the kid.
He had a run, boy.
Man,
he had such a run. He didn't have to do it no more.
Damn.
I be thinking about that sometimes. Like, boy,
some people just
success.
don't. They just like, you know what? I'm done.
I'm good. Well, you know what I think it comes down to also. I love doing this, but like, yeah, if you gave me like a shit ton of money to do something else that I also like to do that I could control a bit more, I'd probably go do it. And then I'd wait for niggas like you, Denzel, and people I really fuck with to make movies. And then I'd be like, hell yeah, I'll be in that. That seems cool. Or I'd wait on, because I got so much other stuff going on, I'd wait on like, oh no, I want to do that. How do I get, or I'm producing that, I want to play this role. But the game of, it's real, you know what it really is? It's the culture of the people in it. Hollywood as a whole, you know, some actors are fucking great. They're amazing people. They're just cool. And some are fucking loony.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Some don't. Some are just loony, and they're just assholes. They don't appreciate the thing that they're in. They're just kind of like, all right, we're doing it. Like I was talking to my boy. He's talking to me about like being on a Zoom call with the producer that's just in the bed eating chips and crumbing on himself. Just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. You know, and it's like, that's not who I want to work with. That's not who I want to work with.
There's so many of them.
There's so many, and they're all in power. And there's like, bro, this industry, there is always someone that's working for someone that you never see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
You know, like I was talking to my boy about, he was like, I sold a show to CBS and now it's, you know, it may be greenlit, but they've got to send it to the people in the offices. And that person in the office is sent to people in the office in New York. And that person that's in New York is sending to someone that's in maybe fucking Canada or something like that.
Got to read for the studio, then the network.
At, you know, on his yacht and just like looking at the tape and like, no. And then send a message off, no. And then the person that wrote it doesn't hear anything. Well, I guess it's not going down because that person has a feeling about it. It's crazy that there's that. And that's the one thing I love about the internet and just creating your own thing. You know who the top is? Me.
Right.
You know? But then at the same time, there is somebody else at the top. Because where am I uploading to? Someone created this thing.
The platform. The platform is... But see, that's where I think, like I said, doing this for so long, it just makes me see, there's a lot of people in this infrastructure who aren't really justified. And that's also why this particular infrastructure is, you know, taking some cannons lately. Like it's not at its highest point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's because, once again, barrier to entry, access, you know, and I'm just the kind of guy, such a self-starter. I'm like, wait a minute. There's too many talented people who aren't assholes who also look like me. Well, I could be working with and making stuff, and there's ways to make money doing this.
Yeah.
And guess what? If we were to do that 30 times, 60 times, it costs a ton of money, but if you figure it out 30, 60 times, guess what? Now you have a catalog. Now you can sell that catalog to one of these platforms or possibly start your own. They'll buy you out before you start your own. Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. Because they will definitely. And look, and the niggas will be like, yeah, no, that seems about right. Yeah. But I'll take it. But still, though, at least, you know, there's a way. I mean, shit. Clean, pure as day. Tyler Perry did it. He did it. Now, we might want to make different kind of content. We might want to tell
He did the thing that he liked.
But that's what I'm saying. We might want to tell different kind of stories and different kind of content. But in theory, he sold up one lane.
And
that's
the people that talk trash about the person that's creating the thing are the people that aren't doing the thing.
100%.
And everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But just the creative process, just in general, like it's getting harder for me to talk negatively about the thing that they're doing.
Right, because you know how hard it is to do.
It's hard.
Yeah, no, like that's the one thing I will say, even when I'm like, this wasn't good. Like you said, still you got how many people to show up on time today to do this dream that you had.
Give you money to do it. There's something that I'm not doing that I need. Do you remember the show Heroes?
Yeah.
Remember Siler? He was able to like take pieces of people's brain and then have their power.
Oh no, I didn't watch. I remember the show though.
Damn. Well,
but you know me, and that's one of the things I always say. Like I wish I was more into like the gaming and the superhero world.
You're not into gaming?
I love nostalgia, old video games.
You're like in 2K, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, but see, that's 2K. See, that's like every nigga plays 2K.
Not me.
What's your name? WuzGood. See, that's where it is. See, I grew up playing like sports games. Oh no, bro, Madden every year. 2K every year.
I tried.
Like, or NBA Live when it was the thing every year.
Yeah.
Then it was like, then there was those niggas who played Pokemon and Zelda, and I was, and
I didn't do.
You didn't do Pokemon?
Not really, no.
Really?
I did it a little bit, but no.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Nope. That was
Oh,
like
wow.
later than me. I was
Okay.
more like Soul Reaver or like Tekken.
Okay, Tekken.
You
Yeah,
know,
Tekken.
like Street Fighter. I was like I like
Tekken
fighting
Tag
games.
on PS2? Bro.
There's a new Tekken out now. See, this is definitely a rabbit hole. Like I was, you know, like, but I also like those RPGs, you know, like solo missions where I feel like a GTA or something where I feel like I'm that person traveling to this through this world and doing extraordinary things. So
I love, bro. GTA is Vice City to me is one of the greatest games ever. I
sitting there
felt
putting
like
the codes in.
Bro,
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah,
5 stars. You know, like,
bro, I felt though like Tony, not Tony Soprano. I felt like Scarface.
yeah.
I felt like Tony Montana.
100%.
One of the best stories, and the soundtrack. Just what a great game. I know you're excited for the new one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like, it's just. I like when new games come out, I just be like, I'm so glad I'm alive to experience this. Because I remember when it wasn't like this cool.
Bro.
It was cool then.
Yeah.
But now I can play it now, you know?
We only got 3. Listen, if things go well, we only got like 3 more Grand Theft Autos.
Really?
At the rate they make them.
Oh. Well, if you think about it.
That's a crazy. Somebody like posted a meme or something about that. And I was like, I looked and I was like, oh shit, at the rate, because the last one came out what? When did 5 come out?
2009?
2013.
13.
So it's been 10 years, or going on 11.
I mean, they're just taking their time.
They're taking their, but man, so that means that's Grand Theft Auto 6 will be, they say 24, or no, they put that at what?
They've already said they're gonna drop a new. This one should be coming out this year, no?
I would hope so, but I don't think so. I feel like it's gonna be 25 or some shit.
Damn.
Publishing, they will take 2. This is why. How long was the? But come on, people, tell me something.
Give me the answers.
GTA release date leaked for Q1 of 2025. Like I said.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? 36 more years. It's like.
We'll enjoy. I'll be playing video games till I'm.
You gonna be on that bitch? Whoop,
man.
Whoop.
Even bro, are you getting the Vision Pro?
Nah,
I ain't getting it either.
Yeah, it's
not there yet.
Thank you.
I watched someone post a video the other day, actually yesterday, of like just how many screens you could see.
He was sitting on the floor doing that. Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, all right, this is cool. This is a bit of an information overload to like look at this many screens. And I'm like, this ain't getting ready yet because it only lasts 2 hours. You still got the battery pack,
and I think
or whatever
you can get
attached.
other batteries or something, but you got to do like, come on, now that's extra money.
I need $3,500 for it. Like what people are doing, I heard too, is like they're gonna buy it and just keep it unboxed or keep it boxed because like the original iPhone is going for like 40 something K. So that's smart.
But I don't know if it's gonna be like the iPhone because I'm just saying because the iPhone, having an iPhone 1, the way the iPhone changed the game, I don't know if this is gonna.
I think this is. I think it will change it, especially with like augmented reality stuff. But what I imagine me using the Vision Pro for is like, all right, it's gonna look goofy too. But whenever they make it a little bit smaller and I can run, say I'm just doing a jog and I can see things like, yo, your heart rate and a profile, like if you keep running at this speed, you know, traffic directions going this way.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or like if I'm in the mirror and I'm lifting weights and I'm looking at myself, you know, curl a bicep, it's like, yo, the angle of your arm should be
Yeah,
you know,
put your arm
and to
out
hit that 90 degree angle. This is a perfect, like things like that. If I could be looking at the Vision Pro and I could be playing a game, but it's a racetrack right here. Like I think I see those things are happening now, but like I should be able to do that. You know,
that is a bit more sensible. I also think it would be cool for something like like editing.
Oh, bro.
Like that. I would get it if they showed me something where somebody was just like in like Final Cut, just like.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, bruh.
Or like to build something, like I can look and I'd be like, okay, I need this piece to connect right there, and I grab that piece, the real piece, and match it up with the thing. Like, oh, I need to hang a poster up. The line is already there.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to take this tool, put that right there, like all that.
Stud finder in the like, yeah. Or see, no, now
You know what I mean?
we're talking 3,500 for that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm getting it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's where I'm going. Or even like my vitals, like you didn't drink enough water today. Like my water intake on my thing, like shit. Let me just load it.
Yeah, but you know, we're gonna be real disrespectful in the future though when we have all that shit, and then we still don't do it. Like there's gonna be a nigga who's just water on low. He's gonna be like, nah, Mountain Dew.
Now that's a lazy motherfucker.
That's a lazy motherfucker. I always tell people it's gonna be like Wally.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're gonna be like Wally.
I won't do it. I won't allow myself to.
We're gonna
like
be
that.
our little. That's gonna be the whole game.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
I still gotta work out. I still gotta run.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like this has potential to help me with like other skills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what if I wanted to like build a desk?
Right.
I probably won't do that. But
if you want to,
if I want to,
you're
I could.
capable. Yeah, and your strength, bro. Like I always think about that too. Like as you get older, you don't know what situations you'll be put into because you'll be responsible for more people in general. You know what I mean? Whether it's just your girl, whether it's your girl and kids, whatever. Like you'll be responsible. You need to have a certain level of strength.
Oh, you
know, and you need to have some kind of the capability to do it. No matter, just in case. You know,
I'm not gonna waste the vessel that I'm in.
Yeah.
Not being able to lift something up. I want to lift stuff up for as long as I can. I want to jump for as long as I can.
And the guy who does it now, the way you work out, the way
Yeah.
I'm try to stay consistent, like when we do get older, when shit does just start breaking down, your maintenance will be way less than somebody else's.
Exactly.
Like somebody who hasn't done a squat in 15, 20 years, and then they break their leg or something, they fall, bro, they're not coming back.
Man.
They're wheelchaired. Like but somebody who's worked out every day their whole life.
I ran into Mr. T. I ran into him at the dealership, man.
What?
I ran into him, and I was like, yo, man, I just want to say thanks, bro. Thanks for just being you, man. It was dope watching you, and, you know, and he's like, oh, brother, thank you, man. He gave me a little thing that has all his sayings on it I could press, and then he pulled out a yellow notepad paper and was like, oh man, this is what I gotta do today. I gotta pay my tithes. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm like, you still go to the gym, bro? He was like, yeah. You know,
he looked at you like, yeah.
And he's in his 70s, and I was like, that's how I want to be. I want to still be moving and doing the thing that makes me happy, whatever it is.
I want to be 70 with merch on me.
Man,
that's a different kind of, bro.
He pulled it out. I was like, here you go, and it's signed. I was like,
bro, that is different. That is a different level of animal.
Of his sayings, I pity the fool. What you say? I was like, this is crazy.
That's hilarious.
It's a time capsule piece.
Did you see that video of that news lady talking about his shoes? And then he said, so basically, Mr. T had on these like busted, these busted sneakers. And she was like, well, you have on all this jewelry and, and all this kind of stuff. I'm surprised you couldn't get better shoes. And then he tells the story of where his shoes came from. Hold on, I'll show you this.
Yeah, I'm going to see this.
This is pretty fucking cool.
I just got to appreciate this setup, man. This is great.
Thank you, man. Why is this? Okay, there we go. Get to the thing.
I'm looking at you with, I don't know, $10 million worth of diamonds and gold and everything, and then I'm looking at your shoes that are just a disaster. Now, will you explain
Disrespectful.
to me, what's with these shoes all taped up looking tacky?
You see, well, to some people they might say it's tacky, but there's a message in these shoes. You see, these shoes keep me humble. And if you recall last time that we met, I had these shoes. They wasn't in that bad of a shape, but these shoes were handed down through my family. My father wore them, my brothers wore them, and things like that. So they keep me humble, and let me remember that I have a brothers and sisters back in Chicago, not doing to where I got mother and father that I must take care of. So you see, out in Hollywood, and especially all the money that I'm making now, it's so easy for me to get caught up in all this material stuff and forget where I'm coming from. So wherever I'm whether I'm with a governor or a mayor or a reception or whatever, I look down at my shoes and let me know, hey, I can't get too carried away here. So it keeps me level. As I said, I want to keep my feet on the ground and my head toward.
Man, he's so dope,
bro. And I was like, yeah, then that's
he's dope,
yeah.
man.
Man.
He's dope.
And
man.
I mean, he's seen a lot, man.
Seen a lot, bro.
A lot, bro.
These are the type of people I appreciate, man. And it's just like there are great people that don't take the shortcut. And I ain't gonna say no names because you know we know a lot of it. We know people, but the fame jades people to treat people as less than. You know, the numbers, the success, you know, like, oh man, you know what? Like, you don't have enough numbers for me to hang out with you. That I cannot stand that mentality. And I'd much rather work with someone with no followers.
Right.
That just wants to have fun and create. Because like I have no problem following someone back. And the reason I did have a problem following someone back was because of the environment community I was around in certain areas. And it's like, I'm not going to follow them. You know, like, and I'm just like, yo, this is so dumb. It's just people, that's what people want, followers. And like, it doesn't mean, and it also depends on like the type of stuff you're posting. Like that's my criteria to like follow. Like, are you posting stuff that's going to inspire me?
Exactly.
You know, are you doing the thing that you love to do? Like, if you are, like, I want to support that by just pressing this button. It's, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't remember my point. I think my point is like, if you are someone that is gained a mass following, understand there's people that want to be like you or, you know, get that same type of accolade and are working towards that. And it's nothing to support that. It's nothing to support it.
It's a tap in a comment.
Yeah, it's a tap in a comment, and that can make someone's day. And you've contributed something good into this world to make someone else feel better, you know? So
100%.
Yeah.
But Wes,
dude,
thank you, brother.
Yeah,
man.
This
was fun.
This is great. This is how we hang out, man.
This is it.
This is
Getting some work done, but hanging out, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. And
thank you.
Let's get this ADR session done.
Oh yeah.
Back
we got
to
a
work.
film coming soon.
Yes, we do.
Man. Thank you, bro.
We out. Peace.